As the astronauts of Artemis II prepare to cross another historic milestone tonight, we wanted to take a look at how we got to this moment. Artemis II set off on this historic journey 6 days ago from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Wednesday's launch at 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time came after nearly 16 years of planning to send humans back to the moon. The actual liftoff, surprisingly smooth sailing, even according to a couple of the astronauts on board. But they did experience a very earthbound problem early on. A broken toilet pump. Astronaut Christina Koch jokingly called herself the proud space plumber on Thursday during a virtual call after helping with the pump fix. On day 2 of the journey, the spacecraft completed a process, as we just heard from Reed there, called the translunar injection burn. The astronauts burned Orion's main engine, allowing them to leave Earth's atmosphere and gravitational pull to set a path for the moon. And the past few days have been filled with space experiments and breathtaking views. But alas, toilet problems have persisted. NASA's been trying to troubleshoot the more technical issues. Astronauts got the all clear for the toilet use again just after midnight Sunday, but the commodes were on the fritz again today. In the early hours of this morning, the Artemis II crew reached an area called the lunar sphere of influence, which is when the moon's gravitational pull is stronger than the Earth's. That occurred about 41,000 miles away from the moon. And earlier today, astronauts aboard the Artemis II broke the record for the farthest distance humans have ever traveled from Earth. According to NASA, the Apollo 13 set the prior record at 248,655 miles away in 1970. The astronauts were woken up this morning by a special message left from astronaut Jim Lovell, who was a part of the Apollo 13 crew that set the last record. When Artemis II reaches its max distance tonight, it'll be 252,760 miles away from Earth. Let's bring in Derrick Pitts for more on this. He's the chief astronomer at the Franklin Institute. Derrick, always good to see you. So this crew, they're witnessing parts of the far side of the moon that some humans have never laid their eyes on, that no human, I should say, has ever laid eyes on. What are you looking for in terms of the descriptions they're saying or the images that they send back? What are you most interested in?
I'm looking for the subtle features that they can see with their eyes that haven't been detectable either through satellite or a telescope or any other means. In fact, Christina Koch said that as she looked at the surface, she could see that it appeared browner than it did when they were a little bit further out. So it's details like those. And in fact, one of the other astronauts described that the ring of mountains around the Oriental Basin looked as if loads of snow had been dropped on the inner edge. So it's those kinds of descriptions that help scientists back on Earth better characterize the moon and better understand the moon. So it's those kind of details that I'm looking to hear more about.
And we're learning terminology that we may have either forgotten or never learned. Terminator is one. Albedo, I think I'm saying it right. Well, can you tell us what these mean in the context that we're hearing them?
Oh, yeah, sure. It's very simple. Terminator is the line that separates the light portion of the moon from the dark portion of the moon. You can see in the image right now that on the right side there, you can see how the moon is illuminated, and then there's the darker left side. Well, the line that separates the two is called the terminator. It essentially is the sunset or the sunrise line. So on this side of the moon, it could be the sunset line. And we see this here on Earth, too. We have the same thing. And albedo. Albedo refers to the reflectiveness of the surface of the body. So a high albedo object is something that reflects a lot. Low albedo is very low reflectance.
Thank you for explaining that in layman's terms. So tell us also about the redundancy here between the photographs and the audible observations, because I know when I try to capture something like a sunset, it never does it justice. Is that the idea?
Yeah, that is the whole idea because, cameras, as good as they are, still can't pick up the subtleties that the human eye can pick up. So it's really important for the astronauts to give very, very long descriptions of what they're seeing so they can put into their descriptions everything about what they're seeing they can observe so that that can be compared with the photographs. And in that way, they can sort of align up what they're seeing with what is shown in the camera, and they can add that extra layer of detail that can't be seen in the picture. And this is really important because it helps to stitch together a lot of what different kinds of observations are made by the different astronauts, because they will pick up different observations from each one of them. So it's good to have all four of them together.
And we will be hearing more from Derrick Pitts as well as Bill Harwood throughout our 2-hour special here. Derrick, we'll see you again soon. Thank you.